I'm Lindsay Olsen. To refresh your memory, I'm the girl from Idaho. I was born and raised in Idaho Falls, Idaho, and I've lived here my whole life. When I was 18, I moved to Colorado Springs, Colorado, where I lived for about 15 months, and then I moved to Michigan for a year. I'm currently attending Schoolcraft College online. It was the easiest way for me to continue school and be able to move home and live with my family. I currently work at a law office, and I'm actually changing careers. I'm going to become a personal trainer. I decided that I wanted to tell you something unique about myself. It all started when I was a young child. Every time I ate, I would get sick. I would go out to eat with my family, and all I would want to do is come home and either lay on my stomach or go to sleep. I was constantly complaining about how I didn't feel good. So the loving parents that I have took me to the doctor to find out what was wrong with me. I ended up seeing my family doctor, and I also saw a gastroenterologist. My family doctor didn't know what was wrong with me, and when I saw the gastroenterologist, they decided to scope my stomach. When he scoped my stomach, he found out I had an ulcer, and that's what they thought was causing all my problems. But what they didn't know was that there was an underlying issue. It wasn't until I moved to Colorado Springs that I got a military doctor, and I saw her a few times, and she didn't know what was wrong with me either. I got tested for many things, and they all came back negative. I was even tested for celiac disease. Celiac disease came back negative, of course, and my doctor was stumped. She was also celiac herself and thought that was the cause of my problems. When my problems didn't stop, I went back to her and I asked her to please check again because I couldn't live with the aches and pains that I was having. She decided that she was going to test me for multiple things. I went in and I had about 10 blood vials drawn from my body. I finally went back and saw her for the results, and she told me that I was gluten intolerant. And now to me, that meant nothing. I had no idea what it was. But I soon found out that my body could not tolerate gluten. Gluten is a protein, and it's found in wheat, barley, and rye. Now, that probably means nothing to you either, but to explain it, gluten is actually found in the most common thing is wheat. And wheat is made to make breads, cookies, cakes, and any type of pastry, basically. It's also in things that you wouldn't really know of, like licorice and certain candies. It's also in soy sauce. Now, becoming gluten-free was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. As soon as I found out, I went home and I threw everything in my pantry away that contained either gluten or wheat. And that was pretty much the majority of everything that was in my cupboards. And I'm sure I probably still had stuff that contained gluten. Now, what does gluten do to my body exactly? When I ingest gluten, my body doesn't know how to handle it. It starts to attack itself. And when it does that, I get headaches and stomach aches, and I get really tired and sleepy. I get groggy, and I almost can't even see straight. It's kind of something that has affected my whole life, and I'm glad that I found out that I was allergic. Now, it isn't the easiest thing that I've ever had to do, but it's something that I strive for every day to change. I make sure that I eat gluten-free, and every once in a while, I get glutened, and I have to deal with the consequences, like my headaches and my stomach aches. But this is such a huge thing, and more people are finding out that they're allergic to it. So if anything, I hope that I help somebody with this video. Thank you for listening.